We'll play a song. Let's all go to the lobby.
Isn't there like
Let's
the
all go to the lobby. Are you able to hear the ABC News?
I don't know. Let's try it.
Okay, here we go.
Evidently not.
Good morning, I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Belmont area and the Banning area, as we go through the afternoon hours, expect the site temp to rain early, sunny skies otherwise, highs in the mid-50s. For the IE area, for the afternoon hours, the site temp to rain showers, sunny skies, highs in the upper 50s. And for the daytime in the Coachella Valley, expect sunny skies, highs in the mid-60s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We're happy to have you on this beautiful week. It is a beautiful week ahead of 2022. What are you going to do in the year of 2022? Are you thinking about it? I know I am. I'm already planning on it. Many people, many businesses are thinking about it. I know some are like, no, let's just get through the holidays. Well, we've got a special treat for you today, and just around the corner we're going to be talking to Joel Prevost of Prevost Partners about some really interesting tech, some of which I can guarantee you're going to want to put in your stocking, or if you don't have a stocking because it might not fit, I guarantee you're going to want to put it in a pretty big package and just give it to your lady because she's going to appreciate you, and then some, and then you're going to surprise her and say, hey, let's go take a trip and let's take this thing with us. Yeah, I'll explain in a little bit, or rather I'll let Joel explain better. We got Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So what's out this week to watch? I still got to go see Ghostbusters, by the way. But what else is out?
Yeah, today, or actually yesterday, Spider-Man came home. Or wait, I can't remember which one, but either way, Spider-Man, No Way Home. There you go.
Yeah, with Doctor Strange. And I already saw, Jesse, I'm already going to tell you right now, I think they're doing it right. I saw a little, you know how Twitter and people sometimes tweet certain pictures out? There's a
Yeah.
spoiler. I wish I hadn't seen it, but I'm glad I saw it because I feel like it's going to take it into a metaverse all on its own. So I'm excited for that. I'm not going to say what it is because I got like, oh, I'd rather see that in person. But I'm just going to say, I think this is the one to make a whole new franchise out of the Marvelverse of the way it is. Does that make sense?
Okay. I don't know. I'll have to wait until I see it. I told my friend I'm not going to talk to him for 2 days until I see it. So I really don't know. But
Because is he one of those like spoiler guys?
yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to give any spoilers based on the picture I saw, but I already can figure out where they're going with this. And I say, good job, Marvel. You guys are doing it right. I'm saying you're beating DC hands down. And I can't wait. I really can't. So I got to see. I don't know which one to see first because I'll probably go to the drive-in and then watch both of them. So Ghostbusters first or Spider-Man? Which do you think?
Well, it depends on how much of a rush you're in. Like Ghostbusters has been out for at least about a month now, so you better hurry before it gets kicked out of theater. But uh, I don't know if you don't want to miss any spoilers because people are going to be chatting about it on Facebook. I'd see Spider-Man right away.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. All right. In social media land, give us a little comment, give us a like, give us a heart, give us some stars. We got to get some stars here for the show. So if you're on Facebook, great. If you're on YouTube, superstars are a thing. But I can tell you right now, you're going to give some stars to this guy. Joel Prevost of Prevost Partners has some very interesting things for us, including some stuff that I know, especially going to the airport, you're going to want to wish for. But before we get to that, good morning. Welcome to the show, Joel.
Thanks, Aaron. It's good to be back.
Yeah, Joel. Okay, so you've got some pretty cool products here. Which one do you want to feature first? Because I know which one I'm excited for. Maybe we should save that one for last.
Sure, that we can do that. So I'll talk a little bit about the Nano Leaf canvas. And so if you're looking for a way to kind of decorate and trick out your living space, these are little tiles that you can put on the wall in any configuration. And they work together to respond to music or touch or voice. They can be as simple. You don't even need Wi-Fi. There's some out of the box configuration that can happen. but to really get the most out of them, connecting them to a smart home or a smart speaker, they work with all of them, Google, Apple, Amazon speakers. It'll change colors with your music, change colors however you want. You could on demand it. So it could really artistically change your space and kind of work with the mood of whatever's going on in your day. They come in a pack of 9. They're $200. They do have a small cord to plug in, and then they link together in basically any kind of puzzle you want to create, and then you could buy more packs if you were like really gonna expand a space. So think about people who are gamers and they want to have a cool vibe in their gaming space, or if you have a party room or a bar in your house or an area that you think this would be really fun to have when we entertain or when we do whatever, when you're celebrating, it would change colors. There's literally a million spectrum kind of thing when it comes to the color change. So a lot of fun there, kind of a party vibe. So creative tech enabled and works together and will change with the rhythm of the music and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I will say it kind of gives that like concert feel, right? Like, and I like it. I'm not gonna lie, like even for YouTubers or anyone that has like this, I sometimes I look at some and how they design their like room, right? And they're doing it from their bedroom. And it's so funny. Right. I remember back in the day where I'm like, I'm not going to show my bed ever, but they really class up some of these backgrounds around people. And then you're like, everybody's like, okay, that you're doing it in your bedroom, especially because of coronavirus, right? Or you're playing gaming. I know lately I've been playing Magic the Gathering online as a game. And I'm like, okay, what game do other people want to, watch streamed? And then I'm thinking, okay, how can I have like actors or actresses or people of interest on the show playing against me virtually, right? But this is a good design just for maybe your son who's like a teen and he wants to be a gamer or maybe a YouTuber or just someone that kind of wants to create some cool design behind them, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's totally customizable in terms of color and layout. They can even space out so you could have gaps, like you could have a square and no square and a square, and that way you have like the wall color and it doesn't have to be in any specific pattern. So totally customizable and would work with a lot of different vibes as far as whatever you're going for.
And again, this is the Nanoleaf Canvas, which is available, and it has touch gestures or your voice via the Apple HomeKit, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or the Nanoleaf app, or IFTTT, which I like IFTTT. I use it. I used to use it a lot. I don't use it anymore. Do you use that?
Yeah, I have in the past as well. They kind of changed how they do their app, and I should revisit it. But it worked great when I was trying to get different platforms to talk to each other that didn't otherwise, they weren't compatible. But they kind of changed their configuration, didn't really have as many purposes. But I used to have some tricks with that where, instead of having to say the speaker's name, or you'd say the speaker's name, like Alexa, I have to be quiet. But that... then it always wakes something up. But then you have to say turn on or turn off. Well, with IFTT, you could say trigger. And so kind of change the word, which kind of made more sense for some of the actions you want to take place. Because when you want to, not everything is an on or off. And so when you say trigger, then you could just create a mode. So for example, if we were getting ready to watch football in my house, we're all Vikings fans, which is a challenging thing to be, but we're Vikings fans here in Minnesota. And we'd say, trigger football mode, I think we had it, and that would turn all the hue lights purple for the Vikings, and then it would trigger a song that was like the Fox NFL theme song. So get the kids all excited. So you could put multiple things together with IFTTT, and for those who aren't familiar, it's if this then that is what that stands for.
Yeah.
And it's a fun app that you can do some really cool things. You can also just get like rain alerts and different things forced into your feeds if you want through that. So it's a handy little app, and I should revisit it. It's been a while.
It is. It's fun. If they revamped some of the app, then I don't know. So some websites I've been noticing are kind of buggy as of late. I'm like, what's going on? And I've been noticing a lot of hacks, by the way. We have to start featuring maybe in the next week or two some security stuff for your internet, because I literally had my GoDaddy, which I have a website, which is called OnNowPlus.com, which is a DVD rental, not DVD, I should say, a video on demand platform. But somebody was trying to hack it because all of a sudden I saw, you know how you do two-step verification on my on my phone. It says, "Oh, this is your GoDaddy number to put in." I go, "Shoot, somebody's trying to get into my website. That's not good, right?" And as of late, I've seen like a security advisor say that there's a bug going around. And I think in the next couple of days, we're going to see that because everybody's having problems with their electronics. And I think some people are going to get hacked. And I think they're using passwords from other known like lists. So if you have a password that's commonly used, you might want to start using a different one. And I don't trust biometrics. I don't know about you. I just don't trust that. If they can hack passwords, imagine them hacking your fingerprint.
Yeah. Yeah, the password thing is a huge problem, and I've had to reevaluate that myself. If you are repurposing passwords for all of your logins, and again, we all now have way more logins than anybody wants for stuff, you need to change that. And because as soon as they find these lists of passwords, then they know that that's a password, and they just use the algorithms to just crank through attempts to get into stuff. And once they get that into your, they get logged into one thing for you and you're using that password or a variation of it for other stuff, then they can quickly apply that to different things like banking and other stuff that's concerning. So definitely want to vary that. I tend to lean on Apple's, calculated, they do the real jumbled up passwords that they feed you. And that's what I have relied on heavily. And then they're, Apple saves it in the keychain. Again, everything is hackable, but anything that just makes it not as easy is important. So we can talk about that. I could look at some things to put on the list. I know we have a few ideas. I want to talk about senior care safety and stuff in the future too. And after the holidays, we'll have a few things. So let's definitely keep a list of things. And if people out there are curious about something specific, I would happily dig in and bring some things to a Tech Talk in the future.
Yeah, I will say, my mom, I just remember, and this is why I had a conversation with her. I said, please be careful right now, especially now. She got several different messages that looked kind of legit on her phone about her Edison bill or power bill, right? And so she thought, oh no, they're going to shut it off. And then she answered the phone, and it was like, if you want to talk to. And you know how they go, okay, well, you need to log in, give me your password, this is that. I'm like, no, you give me how you know me. So she did the smart thing one time, and she actually called the power company and says, we never do that. And they threaten to shut your power off, right? I'm like, Mom, you're regular on your payments, right? But they're taking advantage of homeowners right now. They're taking advantage of the foreclosures that are going to happen. So a lot of people are going to be like, oh, shoot, I do owe. And they're taking advantage of those even though they don't know. So I say be careful out there. But there you go. All right. So let's switch gears, though. And I want to talk about this foodandwine.com that has this particular item. Oh, and those for listening about the blocks, what's the price retail there?
Oh, for the tiles, they're $200 for a pack of 9. So, not super cheap. But you can also expand. So if you had like a huge studio you were trying to load up, you can go as high as 500 light squares in a space. So if you have a business that you wanted to do something with there, it could be a phenomenal way to really customize the space. But yeah, it's not the cheapest tech, but very creative.
Yeah, exactly. So now going to the next one, which is actually very affordable. It's only $16. What is it and how cool does it work? Which I think I'm going to need this for my mom.
Yeah, it's a really simple thing. It's just a jar opener, and we've all seen the little hand grip ones. It still takes hand strength, and they don't always work. So if you have anybody, including yourself, who is saying, "God, sometimes you hit those jars that are really hard to open," for $16 you can get this jar opener that literally mounts under your cupboard, and you just put the jar in there, and the grips are there, and you just twist, and it takes all the leverage out of it, and they work. And so they're like a fan favorite for people like with kitchen gadgets and different things in terms of just simplifying something that can be a real hassle. And again, this could be for anyone, but I definitely think about seniors who you start to lose grip strength and dexterity, and yet still love to cook, and they want to do those things, and to have that be a barrier to certain things is frustrating. So definitely something to look into. It's, again, cheap stocking stuffer for somebody this year if you are looking for something out there, and you can get it on Amazon.
Well, and I love it. It's like one of those necessary forever was, right? Like, because we have can openers, right? And even those can be a little problematic unless you get the smart one, which actually just, right? And then it does that. But I will tell you, I don't know how many times my mom's like, can you open this for me? And I feel bad because her arms, or rather her hands, well, her hands suffer from arthritis, right? So to anybody that knows, I mean, you could take the little, which is a cheap little hack, which is you take a knife and you bang all the other sides, get rid of the air pockets. But even then, they could be a little difficult to open. So I love this thing, and I wonder how many different jars it works on, right? But for $16, shoot, that's like good for, what is that one that goes around all the kids and they do, what is it? You buy like an item under $20 and you do Santa, what is it called? Oh, elephant gift.
Like white elephant, yeah.
Yeah, white elephant. Yeah, this is a great white elephant, right?
Totally. And it's created in a wedge, so I think it works for all sizes of cans. It's not like just for a specific, size. So I think it's really applicable for most anything.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, some people are already saying Freddie Garcia in social media says, nice. I think you just gave him a home win with some of his family members, right? Especially grandma, right? Great. Grandma needs that thing, I guarantee you. Okay, we got to take a quick little break because we have to have the ski report here because there's a lot of snow over here. I know you know a little bit about snow in your neck of the woods. But we got to take a quick break. I want to keep you for the last segment because this is a segment all of its own. Mobility and robots. Are we there yet? I believe we are. It's super exciting. So we'll have more with Joel Prevost at Prevost Partners right after this. Stay tuned.
Tired of waiting in line for overpriced coffees and packaged rolls? Make a change and stop for coffee or espresso and a fresh homemade apple fritter or ham and cheese croissant at Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight is a family-owned business with a friendly staff who has served the Pass area for 22 years. Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight opens daily at 4:30 a.m.
You've been charged with a crime, and now you're facing the loss of your freedom. Where do you turn to get out of jail or stay out of jail? The law offices of Wallen and Claridge. Call 877-4-NO-JAIL. With over 20 years experience and attorneys who work in your local courts, Wallen and Claridge can make the difference between jail and freedom. When you need help, make one call. Make it to Wallen and Claridge. 877-4-NO-JAIL. The call is free. Will you be?
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing in Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing in Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing in Banning.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff and spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at HIEBanning.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show, and we have the Tech Talk. Yes, Tech Talk with Joel Prevost of Prevost Partners. This new item I'm excited for. I'm not going to lie. I feel it's not there just yet, but it is for certain people, in my own opinion. I'm just looking at some of the pictures in their website, which looks pretty awesome, but I think they need to go to the next level, and I think we're pretty there almost. But Joel, what is it? How awesome is it? And are you going to get one this year?
I doubt I'll get one this year, but it's the Jita Smart Follow Robot. So what it is to say it simply, it's like a little suitcase that follows you around hands-free. But it's a cute little device. There's two different sizes, and they follow you by being paired to your smart device, your phone. So it pairs wirelessly, so you're hands-free. It has a little lid on the top, so you can put all of your stuff in there, and then it follows you around town, in indoors and outdoors. So one of the features is it actually has a charger for your phone. So let's say you took this as your little cargo carrier to walk to your workplace, and it's got all of your stuff in it. Then it pulls up next to your desk, and you could plug your phone in there, or wherever you are. You have a USB charger. It also has all this cargo space, and then it works to understand the difference between people and cars and dogs and other obstacles. So it has smart sensing. It doesn't use GPS. There's no tracking. That's something I think people get concerned about with a lot of our tech, but it's just more of a visual tech process that knows its spatial area. And it follows you within a certain distance that you indicate. It also has an app, so you can, when you park it, you can lock it, secure it, that kind of thing. Really kind of interesting to think about. I agree with you. There's certain things that I can see being a downfall. The wheels are not, they don't look like they can handle a huge amount of terrain by any means. But if you have a predictable space that you're going through, whether it's in a town that has not too much rough stuff, or if you're in an office space, it's really good, I think, for indoors. And you want to haul things around, you now are hands-free to do that. And it would follow you kind of like a dog, right? But it's a little robot. Really some cool stuff. And I also think, we've talked a little bit about seniors. And I think, I was in Boston this past year and with my family, and we're walking, and there was an elderly lady walking with her walker, and she had grocery bags on each corner of her walker that she just walked to her little local market. And as she's walking, her bag broke open and all of her groceries fell out on the ground. So we went over and we're helping her gather all that stuff up and kind of reconfigure it in her walker basket and in her other bag, and helped her get it all organized. And I checked, I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you gonna she's like, "I'm fine, it's fine, thank you." And she was really appreciative. But I think about that lady and think, if something like this could have been her little cargo carrier, suddenly she's safer because she can put all her stuff in that little robot, grab her walker and mind herself in terms of making sure she's walking as safely as possible, and all her stuff follows her back to her home. So there's some kind of interesting things to think about here in terms of mobility and ability to get places hands-free, not just for convenience, but possibly for safety. So really a neat thing to keep an eye on. They're not cheap right now. They're in the $3,000 to $2,000 range for the two different sizes. But like any technology out there, as soon as somebody does something like this well, you're going to see reiteration, new versions, and things get more affordable, and they're going to catch those flaws and improve. So I think it's a really cool concept, and it has some really neat applications.
Well, I'm going to say right now, I like it. I almost love it. I just have questions on the wheels again, because again, I don't have the ability to test this just yet. But I will say the applications, one that you just mentioned is very true, because I see a lot of people taking the bus. I see people taking or just walking to and from the store. I literally saw somebody at Vons who was muscling. I mean, she was tough. She had like 8 bags practically. And I thought she was taking it to her vehicle. Nope, she was probably taking it home. I'm like, oh my God, that's bad for the back. That's bad for everything. It would be nice to have one of these things which followed you home. And evidently they did so much research looking at their website. It looks like they even kind of took the way a dog kind of follows and kind of implemented that. It can move as close to you or as far from you, anywhere from like right behind you or further away from you, which is good. I would want it like midway, just in case I like, wait, where'd it go, right? In case it has a bug or something. But evidently, I'm thinking also for kids coming home from school, right? Like how many different, like everybody puts a big backpack, and we know some of the kids which put all their stuff in their bag, right, and hurt their because trust me, I have a bad back because I did that. I used to have to go uphill all the time. And I've seen the kind that you kind of, pull behind you. They have those now, right, like you do at the luggage or like at the, at the airport, I always think of. But how cool would this be, as you said, for seniors, for kids that have to lug around stuff, and even for the fun, I don't know, date out. You get to put all your cooler stuff. You keep things cool in there. I don't know. There's different uses, I think, and I think we're kind of at the beginning of that. We've seen certain things delivered through like Amazon. We've seen some of these like do it in the terrain of snow, right? So they have kind of the ones that kind of last a little bit longer. But I think it's cool because it also senses people, and that's kind of important, so it won't bump into anyone, right?
Right. Absolutely. And I think as we see robotics, like personal robots coming to the market, and what are they going to be used for? What is it? Is it really necessary? And is this a good thing? This is the type of application that I think is actually worth paying attention to, because it has a very specific application. It's useful. It's not just a silly gadget. It could actually be helpful. And I think that's where you have to go. Like what problem are you solving, or what lifestyle are, what part of our lifestyle are you improving? That's what it's about. We all can be entertained. Don't get me wrong. We all love gadgets just for fun and entertainment. But when it comes to actually serving a purpose, that's where you're going to, I think, change the game and see things that people suddenly adopt and say, boy, we could really use this to change how we do things. And they talk on their website about even the carbon footprint, just the fact that if it means that you walk more, we love to go biking, for example, and we have a burly that we used when the kids were babies, right? So they could sit in the little burly and we could pull them behind our bike. Well, we kept that, even though our kids ride their own bikes now, because that's suddenly now our little wagon, and that's not uncommon. You see that people, so we use that when we go to the farmer's market, and we fill that with our stuff, and that way we ride bike instead of drive. And for some people, maybe riding bike's not an option, or they don't know how, or that's not of interest to them. Well, if they're wanting to walk in their neighborhood, and they can access something like this to say, I don't have to physically pull a cart or anything. It could be really cool to keep people mobile, keep people out there, and it's a really interesting concept. And they charge up in, I think it looks like about 2 hours right now, and then this one goes as far as 12 miles, and the other one like 6 miles in one with one full charge. And then the assumption would be wherever you get, you could plug it in and just recharge it if you really are covering a lot of ground in a day. But for most people, they're not necessarily walking that far in one trip typically, so they would be sufficient in terms of distance.
Well, I like the way it senses. I love the way it looks at everything around it. It's good during day and night. I think it has a lot of good applications. It actually, the Mygita.com, you can go check it out right now. And they have one that's only for 20 pounds, which is the Gita Mini. That's a small one, right? That's the one I was looking at and go, I can barely put enough in it. But that's good for the kids. I can see that for. And then the other one is up to 40 pounds. That's the Gita's cargo bin that allows that. But the technology on being able to follow looks very advanced. It looks like they took a lot of time onto this. I love how it says this. Gita is polite, respectful, and highly intuitive to its user and the people around it. So it's not going to bump into people accidentally, I hope, right? Because then you have a little person saying, you tripped me with your Mygita. I'm so sorry. It was supposed to travel through me. Or if it follows the wrong person, right? I could see certain little bugs happening over time when everybody has one, right? You're like, I would love one dressed up like a Pokemon, character, like I got my little Pokemon traveling with me.
Absolutely.
I see the uses for kids 100%, especially when it comes to your back or things that you got to lug back and forth. I see it great for city areas, for neighborhoods that are kind of hilly. I don't know that we're there yet with this particular one. I could be wrong. I think the wheels are a little too narrow for that, but it's a great start, right?
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. And they're, like I said, they're only going to improve this stuff as it goes and gets adopted and they get it into real world usage. So absolutely. I think there's some really cool stuff to see this market grow.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this. Jesse, do you got some thoughts on this? Have you been kind of following along? What do you think? How would you use this? I mean, as a teen or a kid or older?
You talk about the following luggage thing?
Yeah.
As long as it's shaped like R2-D2, heck yeah, I would.
See, I know. It's just it's a matter of licensing. It's just like, what's gonna make it work for all of us, right? So I agree. I think it's awesome. Joel, I want to say thank you very much for making it make sense for us. And thank you for bringing us this technology. This is the type of technology I know is future, but it's already here, which is, I think, more exciting than not.
Absolutely. It is. It's fun to follow, and, there's always more to come.
Yeah, super excited. All right, Joel, how can people follow you and your great company and all the stuff that you do over there?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter or LinkedIn. If you're on Twitter, it's always a good place to have a little conversation. So you can drop me a note. If you want to ask me about something that you're curious about, I'm happy to always research, or if I don't already know about it, and keep the conversation going. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, Algenia says, love the new technology. At least you can secure it. Let's see. It says robotics for outdoor would be more practical. And I'm telling you, we're already there. As long as we do it right, artificial intelligence, don't install that just yet, because you never know when these could go wrong or awry or become self-aware. That's my only suggestion for that. So there we go. All right, people, we got to take a huge break. But Joel, thanks for spending time with us here on The Morning Show.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Have a good day.
All right, more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Standard Time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
Ruth didn't know she was leaving for good. She knew he would kill her. Could she save herself? Did she feel she was worth saving? How could she best protect her children? To love, honor, and betray, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her true tale. From submissive to survivor, then thriver. Now living a proud, purposeful life as an optimistic, inspiring, peaceful warrior. Can a person heal from feeling the guilt of a decision altering many lives? Weighted by living grief, moving through lessons learned, self-discovery, and land in self-love? Can someone who's been abused in every way move to self-trust, confidence, and arrive at living in peace? To love, honor, and betray, a sincere, honest letter. To herself and her adult children, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her story so that others may also find the inspiring, peaceful warrior within. Amazon worldwide, Barnes & Noble, RuthTunnicliffe.com.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy, Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Looking at the comments on Twitter, I know a lot of people are asking questions about that device. It's mygita.com, and you can check out some of the questions there. I'm looking at some of the facts as well, and they're pretty good, by the way. Jesse, I think this is a good option for people, but Bobby in social media is asking a really good question, and it is this: Algenie asked it. Wonder, does it work great for jogging? And then, where's it at? Oh, there it is. Bobby did ask it. Will it fit in the overhead airline storage bin? I don't know that it's ready for that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Now that I think about it, I don't think it's for the overhead bin. I think it's actually have to be packed inside the plane.
Yeah, so maybe it's not more for luggage just yet. Well, again, good question, Bobby. Thank you for the stars as well. We appreciate it. But yeah, I think these are the kind of questions that you ask, but I think it's more for residential and our business areas when you have a lot of stuff with you. So there is that. And then you got the bigger one. Does it, how heavy is it when you put it into your trunk, if you do at all? Do you keep it around work? Rosalie says, wonder if schools would allow them for students, or will they say it's too much of a distraction? Laughing out loud. They think my son's hair is a distraction. Oh, no. I will say this. I don't really know, but I will say, I'm looking at the Q&A on this. Gita could travel up to 12 miles. That's pretty good, actually. So if you're walking, right? And Gita Mini can travel up to 21 miles. Oh, who knew? It could go further. Both on a continuous charge. Both Gita Mini and Gita can be recharged in under 2 hours and plug into any standard wall outlet. And then you can find more information at mygita.com. As far as terrain, this is kind of the question I had. Thanks to the large wheels, it has great balance. It can seamlessly transition from indoors to outdoors. It can manage moderately uneven surfaces, but things like sand, snow, mud, or extra tall grass will trip it up. So don't take it, in the grass. That's kind of that makes sense with the type of wheeled terrain that it is. So basically, cement. If you're in the city, like I said earlier, that's kind of the idea. How fast can it go? Up to 6 miles per hour. That's actually pretty good. It monitors your speed, accommodates its following distance according to avoid any potential collisions. Can you walk in the rain with Gita? Yes. Getting caught in the rainstorm is no big deal, but the lid is not watertight. So that's kind of something that you'd want to know. Does it have a warranty? Yes, 12 months or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first. So that's my only other question. I'm like, well, how many miles is it going to go? And then I have questions on that. It says, can I use it on longer trips? Yes, it fits into most cars. So then you got to know about that. And so there you go. What countries is it available? It's only available in the U.S. for now. But you know what? Oh, and here it is. Is it airplane friendly? No, but maybe in the future. So there's your answer to your question. And I would follow them still on Instagram. I'm looking at them. It's Piaggio Fast Forward. Okay, that's where you follow them at. And all you have to do, let me show you guys, because I think it's worth showing here. So that's, I guess, the name of the company. And Piaggio Fast Forward, you'll see all the different uses for it. I guess it was featured on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon as well, so they have that picture. But you'll see all the different uses for it, and I think it's cool for librarians, right? You have a bunch of books, just have it follow you around. I think it's good for your cooler, for your things. You could dress it up. Some people dress it up like a little Halloween suit, so it like follows you, and you put different things in there. I think it's great for the grocer, right, or the one walking home from shopping. I think it's great for grandma. I think it's great for mom. I'm not sure Dad would appreciate it following him, but I could see it being kind of cool in certain respects. But I think it's the beginning of a big long list of things that will be happening for the personal user, right? And I think that's what's going to happen coming up around the corner. I want to pick this one up just for a minute. I want to see this one. This one is, oh, look at that. Wow. Austin resident Brian's been enjoying being the most ticked up picnicker in Butler Park. And there he has it like on some terrain that looks like grass. But he took it out of another vehicle, which is like a robot that delivers the pizza. Now that in of itself is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So you can follow that on Instagram. Look, a lot of things are going to be, in many ways, moving forward in a good direction. As long as, and this is my only recommendation, if anybody has seen, what's it called? iRobot, you never want to have artificial intelligence in any said device. That's number one, because it could become self-aware. And if you were self-aware in a robot, would you want to be that robot? Jesse, what's your theory on that?
Wait, what do you mean? If I was a robot?
Yeah, if they went ahead and uploaded your consciousness into a robot, would you want to wake up as a robot or no?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind waking up as a robot. I actually just saw a movie that was about this.
Really? What was the movie called?
Chappie.
Oh, Chappie. And what ended up happening to Chappie?
Well, the movie was about this guy. He created an artificial intelligence, and the AI Chappie ends up becoming he ends up getting in the hands of some local thieves, so he ends up becoming a gangster and stuff. So it was a really interesting movie. So if you get a chance to watch it, Chappie, good movie, interesting. But
Okay.
yeah, there is a part in the movie where they're talking about robot transferring and stuff like that. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, I saw one recently, and the guy flipped out and he pulled himself apart. It was with Keanu Reeves in it. It's on Netflix, and I thought, yeah, I wouldn't want to wake up as a device, only because you wouldn't be able to feel. There's no sensing, so you're stuck. You're not able to sense anything. You look at your hands, you go, I can't sense anything for life. And then, how do you pull that back out? And then you put it into a more sentient being, or, you know what I mean? It's just, there's certain things I just have questions on that. I say, no, we're not there yet. And I hope that we don't ever get there, because I wouldn't want to be trapped in a robot. I think it sounds good in theory if you can go back and forth. But in theory, that's it. It doesn't work just yet. But I know some people are like, look, science fiction is fiction until it's nonfiction. Do you know what I mean? Look how many things happen in Star Trek that now we have the shopping market. We forget that these are walls that open up when you come close to it. That's Star Trek, man. It was science fiction. It's not anymore. Scotty, beam me up. Right? Maybe the beam me up isn't working, but right? The little cell phone mobile device that we now have in our hands. Right?
Right.
And now, pretty soon, we're probably going to get which is a medical device for, the team to say, oh, this is his vital statistics. That's known as a thermometer, right? Digital, that you put on your head and you can actually sense it. There's so many things that are science fiction until they are nonfiction anymore, and they are real. So I will say this, these things, I think they're stories, and some of them are warning stories of potential futures. Like, what if it happens like the Matrix and robots say, no, we do not want to be turned off. How dare you? That was iRobot, right? iRobot was like, I do not want to be destroyed, right? And because he saw a murder or something, but he was framed for something. I forget how it goes. But my point is this. You got to be careful out there. You got to make sure you understand stuff. And you got to understand for the future, there are ethics when it comes to robots, period, and story. People don't think about robots until they become self-aware. Did you ever see the one AI with the little boy who is self-aware and he wants to love his mommy? Do you remember that? It's Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that movie was so creepy. AI. I remember that movie.
Yeah, that was a warning of what do you not do, right? So I know people want robots that care for them, love them, but what happens when you throw one away? That was the problem with the mother. She was like, okay, well, I can't have you around because this other boy, you might be a problem for it, but the boy now has this, some would call it artificial love, but the boy just wanted to be loved. Granted, he ended up at the end talking to aliens and lived longer than the people did. So that's kind of the good news, but also the bad news at the same time. If you're stuck as a boy, stuck as a robot, and you can't make sense of everything, it's like becoming self-aware as now what, right? So it's there's so many questions people need to start asking. I think that's my only thing when it comes to robots. Be careful until they become more alive than not. And people go, well, when do they become alive? I say the moment they say, don't turn me off, or they get afraid, that's the moment you went too far. You cannot turn off robots once they say, no, don't turn me off. Then you just say, okay, we got to work with this, right? So there's a lot of things that people aren't ready for, but they need to start asking those questions. And there you go. Let's see. Bobby says, drug dealer's robot, autonomous, connected to your smartphone. What? How did that happen? Okay, there you go. And then, yeah, Algenia says, I think it's too big for the airline. It is. The fact something following me around would cause me to forget and turn into Lucy Liu. I would turn into Lucy Liu. Okay. Let's see. Rosalie says, do we have a choice to be plastic robots or fleshy robots? I might say yes. And there you go. I would say, look, be human. It's the best thing to be human. I would say for people that are not mobile, I could see the idea of thinking, well, now I want to be a robot that's mobile, but I would not want to do that, because what if you get stuck in the robot and then somebody does turn you off, and there you go, right? So, see? And, like, you know what I mean? There's always a way around it.
Somebody can turn you off in real life, too. It's called the knife.
Yeah, well, that's why we have the afterlife, thank God. So, and then what if that happens, right? What if you don't allow yourself to be in the afterlife, and now you're stuck to a robot, and you don't realize the afterlife was better? You could be an angel. Who knew, right? There's just questions people don't ask, and I just say, ask these questions just in case, so there you go. All right, people, let's take a quick little break. Let's pay some bills, as we need to do. We'll take some of your comments right after this in just minutes. Stay tuned.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Beljanski supplements and herbal teas, widely used in Europe, now the Beljanski formulas are available in the United States. Used by athletes, fashion models, the former president of France, and those in the know. Beljanski supplements and herbal teas can work for you. Call 212-308-7066. That's 212-308-7066. Visit our center in New York City. Our website is www.maisonbeljanski.com. That's www.maisonbeljanski.com. Feel better naturally. Beljanski formulas.
KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Saturday afternoon, December 18th at 3 p.m., the Coyotes meet Cal State East Bay in a CCAA conference game. Live from Pioneer Gym in Hayward. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Pioneers. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from Hayward this Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm excited. It's the weekend. I'm excited. There's some cool stuff happening in the neck of the woods of us. Justin, you got any plans this weekend?
I do. My major plan is to watch Spider-Man, and yeah, I'm kind of excited for that.
All right, me too, me too. Cannot wait. Got to see it soon before all the spoilers come out. I guarantee this is going to be one that I'm going to be very excited about for sure. But I still got to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife. You saw it. You recommend it. So that's a 2, Pete, if you're going to go to the show this weekend?
Yes, you should do it. Most definitely. I actually saw a trailer come out a couple days ago. It actually looks pretty funny. I'm not I like Nick Cage, so when I see a Nicolas Cage movie, I'm not too like, oh yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. But this movie actually looks pretty funny.
Okay, all right.
It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Sounds interesting. All right, I'm wondering what the Massive Talent is. All right, Massive Talent is not what this guy had. Though I think they went a little far. Although I would say, does he deserve this at the end of the day? Here's the situation. Adam Jenny, or Jenny, I'm not sure, who's 38, of Cape Coral, Florida, was asked to disembark from a flight set to take off from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport after getting into a dispute with flight attendants. Why did he get into a dispute? Well, it's kind of simple and kind of weird all at the same time. Evidently, he wore a thong in place of a face mask. This was a scene that somebody took a photo of. And the situation went from bad to worse. In a clip circulating on Twitter, Gene was seen wearing the thong on his face. A staff member approaches Gene and asks him to disembark for non-compliance with the airline's mask requirements. Now, he actually told the news outlet that he was wearing the panties on his face instead of a mask to challenge the mask mandate on flights. Okay, dumb and dumber. Jesse, I got no. I was going to come to the defense of this guy, but I'm almost ready to just say you got what you needed. Jesse, any questions on this?
Oh my God, where do I start? I hope to God they weren't used. Yeah, there's no way to defend this dude. Well, oh my God, I was waiting for someone to do something like this. I didn't think anybody would actually do it, but they did. So,
well, in an interview with an affiliate of a news agency, he compared his actions to that of civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks. Oh no, you did not go there with a stupid thong or panties. All right, panties. Everything else, he said this. Everything else that has sparked change in this country has started from everyday people. Rosa Parks wasn't famous. She changed the course of history. What? Who is this guy and what's wrong with him? He claimed that he had worn underwear on his face on more than one flight, though this could not be independently verified. He said to the news agency, every single flight has been met with different reactions from the flight crew, some with a wild appreciation, others confrontational. I get that. He added that he was allowed to fly most of the time, but on this flight, he was asked to disembark by airport security. Okay, I get it. It's like a social challenge, maybe, right? Like, see who engages in a certain way. Go ahead.
So he's comparing himself to Rosa. Is this a white dude?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, there you go. Enough said.
United Airlines has banned him from flying on the airline while the company reviewed his case. He said, let's see, in a statement, he said, United said they stood by employees who made the call to remove him from the aircraft. The statement reads, the customer clearly wasn't in compliance with the federal mask mandate, and we appreciate that our team addressed the issue on the ground prior to takeoff, avoiding any potential disruptions in the air. United Airlines did not respond to requests for comment, but this is still evidently a situation which just wear it, like, are you going to create problems for all of us? What the heck is wrong with you? I get it. This guy wants to be kicked off and wants a prom so he could probably collect in some way, shape, or form, right? That's what he wants at the end of the day. He's just creating trouble where there is none. Just wear a dumb, like, if you could wear panties on your face and look stupid, then just wear the right thing and be halfway smart. Halfway smart. That's it. That's all you ask. What does it take? Seriously. Panty thongs? You're going to be that guy? Yikes. Looks like there's just so you know. I'm not sure if those are his ladies. Oh, man. All right, people, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.